Well, I've got some breaking sad news for you here on an episode of the Sad Slice. Matteo Berrettini has withdrawn from Wimbledon due to COVID, along with Marin, as we've already seen. So is Wimbledon ruined? Are there too many top players not playing to call this a real, legit major championship anymore? Let's break this down. Let's look at what's happened. Let's take a look at some of the views, and let's just take a look at what this means for Wimbledon and the tournament going forward in this episode of the Sad Slice. All right, people, thanks for being here, and sorry to be a Debbie Downer on your Wimbledon Tuesday, the second day of the tournament, and we just got two kind of big hits of bad news. I haven't looked at my phone for half an hour. Maybe more players have come out with COVID, but the slice is presented by PointsBet Canada, and here's the slice. Matteo Berrettini has withdrawn from the tournament due from a post on his Instagram saying that he tested positive, so now he has to withdraw. He can't play. And first things first, so that's joining Marin, who has already said that, and he was sick at one point, he said, kind of coming into the tournament, and he hasn't been able to recover in time to be able to play. So don't have tons of detail on these two guys, but that's the situation. We have two of the top, Matteo Berrettini is the second odds favorite, PointsBet Canada odds favorite, to win the whole thing, and Marin, based on his form at the French Open, a lot of people had him in the top 8 of their power rankings coming into Wimbledon, including myself. So that's that. First things first, what do I think? Matteo Berrettini is one unlucky cat. I mean, the hand injury took him out for basically all of the clay swing, and then he came into the grass season feeling fit. In Stuttgart, wins the Boss Open, then wins Queens, so he's 9-0 on grass. Coming into Wimbledon, he's then unable to defend his points from last year as the runner-up anyway, so he's going to drop to outside the top 20, I believe. But he's coming into Wimbledon. He's like, maybe I'll just win Wimbledon, as I'm one of the most ferocious players on grass by far. Then he gets COVID, and now he can't compete. So just bad luck after bad luck after bad luck for a great guy, Matteo Berrettini, who's a pleasure to watch, especially on the grass. So that is just tough luck for the Italian stallion. And there's not much else to say about that. It's just like, in this age of COVID, this is just something that can happen. You can be totally prepared, doing everything you can control to be at a tournament, and then you get tested positive with COVID and you can't play. So that totally sucks for Matteo Berrettini. My question is, we already saw Marin get it. He had to pull out. Super sad as well. Are more players going to get this? That's the second point. Matteo Berrettini, like probably most of the players, has been at Wimbledon practicing, training probably for the better part of a week. Undoubtedly has been in tons of contact with other players, coaches, everyone. So that in England at Wimbledon, they're probably going to be doing a lot of testing. Some people were unsure if testing was even going on still. Well, it obviously is. And we don't know how sick Matteo is, so he might have just only tested because he was really sick. We're not sure. But if this is going around, could it infect other players and further affect the draw? We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Maybe there'll be more updates to this story on the slice. Is COVID coming back in general? In Europe here where I am, it's pretty in Switzerland, no masks, no vaccine passports, nothing. It's just life as normal almost, I would say. Maybe it's coming back, which I pray does not happen, not just for tennis, but for humanity. Joke. Time for a joke. You need a little joke. Did Rafa do this? Did he wave his magical wand and just open up his draw? Because he was supposed to play Marin probably in the 4th round and then Matteo Berrettini in the semifinals. So his draw has gotten much easier because of these COVID outbreaks. Obviously, I'm joking, but it did make his draw a lot easier. He still has to play Sam Querrey in the 2nd round, I believe, and Felix Auger-Aliassime probably in the quarterfinals if he gets there. And then obviously whoever he plays in the semifinals and finals will be tough. But Djokovic's draw was much harder or easier than Rafa's, and now I think Rafa's got pretty close to where Djokovic is at. And that leads me to, does this ruin Wimbledon? We watch the majors because it's all the best players competing for the 4 biggest tournaments of the year. And originally, that was Wimbledon's fault. They banned the Russian and Belarusian players, so that took out Daniil Medvedev, world number 1, Andrei Rublev, top 10 player who's super dangerous, I think, on this surface. And now COVID, which is not their fault, has taken away Matteo Berrettini and Marin. and the ATP had to take away points from Wimbledon. So coming into this, people were asking, it's basically an exhibition, and a lot of us, including myself, were saying, no, it's not an exhibition. It's still Wimbledon. It's still the prestige. And the question is Wimbledon ruined? To me, the answer is no, because on paper, the eventual champion will obviously be a Wimbledon champion. They'll get another one, whether it's Djokovic, he'll get his 7th. If it's Rafa, he'll get his 3rd. If it's a first-time winner, it'll be like the most amazing thing that's ever happened to them. But not on paper, in all of our minds, I think there's an asterisk along with it, because you can't have 4 out of the top 10, I think, players not be there, or at least 3 of them, 4 of the top contenders not be there, and think of it as just as normal as any of the other years. It's just not, unfortunately. Like I said with the Australian Open, when Djokovic was not allowed to be there, it doesn't have an asterisk in the real sense. I'm not taking away from anything from Rafa Nadal's victory, but we all know he didn't have to play Novak Djokovic. So you don't really have to say it. You can just remember that he didn't have to play the best player on hard courts, on the Australian hard courts for sure, at that tournament to win. So yes, it's so amazing that he won, but we just wish that Djokovic was there to play. Similarly here at Wimbledon, you can't tell me that winning this Wimbledon is as hard as winning it when all the top 10 players are there. Federer's not injured. Medvedev's out, Rublev's out, Cilic is out, Berrettini's out. It's just crazy now. And it's really, I think, sucky for Wimbledon, but also just sucky for the tennis fans like us in the most ways, because we love the history, we love the drama, we love what players are going for. And you can't help but see that history and what they have to go through to get there has been affected, and it's been made less difficult than normal. And, I'm not taking away anything from the eventual champion. Like I said, if Djokovic wins Wimbledon, it's going to be, wow, he won another Wimbledon, crazy. Especially if it's a first-time winner, it's going to be like they're a Wimbledon champion. And in 20 years, people aren't going to look back and be like, oh, these players didn't play that year. It'll just be another notch on whoever's belt. It is. But this year, going through this tournament, you can't help but look at this field and be like, this sucks. Not all the best players are here, and that makes it not as awesome. So that's a depressing episode from us here on The Slice, but you guys got to get the news. That's the news. Berrettini and Cilic are out at this point. What do you think? What do you think about my comments? I'm trying to be respectful. I'm not taking away anything from the eventual champion, but I am just saying the facts that not all the best players are here, and therefore it's not a normal Wimbledon or major championship like we want to see and like we hope to see. So let me know your thoughts down below. Stay tuned for more updates possibly to this story. Do you think other players are going to get COVID? And keep it respectful. We don't want to talk about controversy, COVID politics, anything like that. Just about the tennis. How does this affect the tennis in your mind? Let me know down below. And hopefully the next episode of The Slice won't be so sad. We'll see you guys next time here on the show.